Now, what I want to do, I want to make sure that, you know, my song, like, hold on, I'm going to go look and see when this song came out. They had just put the song out probably like 3 days before he made that video. And my song was out a year before that. It was on iTunes, everything. So it was a publicized song. It was public, you know? So eventually, like a day or something go by, I'm like, man, this got to be something serious. Because I let a couple other people hear it. I'm like, look, this don't sound like a copy of this. And they was like, yeah. So I hit up some intellectual property lawyers, you know, and took the song to them and let them hear both of the songs. And, you know, they thought the same thing. They like, yeah, the topic was the same. Like what he's saying it in a different way, because any smart person that knows how to write music, of course they're going to change like how, but the way he's saying it, the topic, what he's talking about, is all the same. Yeah, man, I was going to the rallies. I was selling Trump shirts and all that.
Were you selling them like crazy?
Yeah. I probably only got about 50 shirts made. And out of those 50, I probably sold at least like 23 or 24. I still have a little bit of them, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I sold a lot of them, though. I used to go to the rallies, like, no lie. These people at these rallies, they, like, oh, yeah, come on, like,
they were cool. Everybody was cool.
They was real cool. Because they would, of course, they would love to see a black man at a Trump rally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're like, come on in.
Exactly. They were very welcoming. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got the music career going. You got the clothing career going.
For sure.
What was the biggest show you've done musically?
Biggest show.
Or biggest show or event.
Event show. Yeah. Probably was Miami twice. I worked at McDonald's twice. So I worked there. The first McDonald's I worked at, it was on, I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but the one right by Sam's Club on 45th Street.
On 45th Street?
Yeah, it was McDonald's over there. So that was my first job. And then,
I bet you that was an interesting place.
Man, I hated that stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to work in the morning, like the breakfast shift.
Oh, man.
So, man, I used to have to wake up like 3 in the morning.
But at least you went, though. I mean, you gotta give you credit that you went. I mean, 3 in the morning, I mean, not many people are going to do
I ain't last long, though. I ain't like
it. I lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so,
I ain't like it.
You know, I was some bullshit shift. I think it was like some terrible shift, like 3 to 11, like just ruins your day type thing. You know what I mean?
I worked at McDonald's again in North Carolina. Remember when I told you I moved up to North Carolina with my sister? I worked there again when I used to go to school at Buford High.
All right, so you start singing in the choir. You find out that you have a talent.
Uh-huh.
Now, are you in love with it at this point, or you just are starting to think, maybe I got something special?
At this point, I just think I got something special. I don't really fall in love with it. Yeah. And I get to the point of how I fell in love with it.
Okay. All right, so you sing in the choir. You're 8 years old.
Yeah, so I'm singing in the choir. I'm 8, singing, you know. I didn't even think about, like, writing music or anything. I just liked it to do it. So by the time I turned 14 is when I really discovered that I wanted to do music, period. Like, I really like music. And first, my mom used to support it, but after a while, it came to the point, like, this not making you no money. Like, you know, my dad wasn't there to discipline me, so my mom trying to, like, and I never understood it in the beginning. So once I got, like, 18, 19, I used to be mad at my mom. My mom don't do certain things for me, but my mom was trying to show me, like, you got to be responsible. Don't depend on people. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? But I used to do that a lot. When I was conceived in my mom's stomach, you know, my dad they still used to do drugs and stuff. Because, you know, the 80s era, like the crack era and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So my dad used to send my mom to jail because my mom still wanted to do the drugs. So he used to call the police on her so it wouldn't affect me. You know what I mean? So she would have to go to jail, get out on the week, like get out. Or she used to go during the week and get out on the weekends. So finally, I guess she got tired of doing it and she found God. You know what I mean? So she found Christ or whatever and she gave her life to Christ. So I was born into church. You know what I mean? I was born that way and born like very religious. But even though I'm not now, because the older we get, is what you learn when you was born, it doesn't mean that's the right way that it's supposed to go. You only learn that because that's what your parents would taught. People pay her to like coach their kids. You know what I mean? Kids that have problems like fighting in school or they just crazy, you know? So,
really?
Yeah, that's what my mom does.
Wow,
but she has her own business. So the thing is, she started like a kind of like not a foundation, but she started a business with that, you know? So some people offered her a job in North Carolina. That's the main reason why she moved. But she knew it was cheaper too, because some people offered her a job to work at like a counseling place. So she moved up there, stayed. She's been up there for probably like 4 or 5 years now.
So now is she working for herself or she's working?
She works for herself.
Oh, really?
She started
that's
working
great.
with the people who gave her the counseling job, but then she already had a nonprofit organization down here.
Oh, that's nice. That's
So
nice, yeah.
my whole life growing up, like my mom.
I'm sure you saw some crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah, cause my mom used to feed the homeless and do all that type of stuff. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So that's why I'm such a people person.
Yeah.
I get my personality from her.